Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's Friday. It's Friday all day. It's the start to a weekend. Before I get started, I want to talk about that rally tomorrow. I want everybody to please stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. If you see somebody straggling behind or somebody by themselves, befriend them. Give them a smile. Walk with them for a little bit. Talk with them. A lot of old people go to those things, and there's a bunch like the last No Kings. There was one old lady that was by herself and she had her little sign on her walker and she was going along by herself. And one of the organizers of the protest come over and walked with her and sat with her and talked with her and found a couple other people her age and sat and talked to them. So there's a lot of people out there that could really use a smile. I know they're out there doing their best, but they need a little help. So please, if you see somebody alone, give them a smile, say hello. That would be really nice. And the other thing I want you to do is to take a Sharpie and I want you to mark down mom and her phone number, husband phone number, son, kids, neighbor, whoever. Put those numbers on your wrist, because if those ICE goons decide that you're too brown to be out there, they will take your phones. So you need to have contact information on your person. Please, if you can, don't have any negative stuff towards the mango moose knuckle on there. That's the reason why I'm not visiting the States, because I'll end up in El Salvador or Libya or some fucking place. But anyway, be safe tomorrow. Wear comfortable shoes. Have a cool sign. One lady said her sign is going to be, "Hey Piggy, who's Bubba?" So thank you for that. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Yes, we are over 60,000 and a couple hundred. Holy Mickey Mantle. So we got that far. And today I want to talk about the FBI, FECKING Big IDJITS. That's what they are. And DHS. Just domestic horror shites. Horrible shites. Yes, there you go. There we go. We'll put that on them. So anyway, that's what we're going to get into today, because there is stuff that the FBI used to do that they are not doing now. So anyway, let's get into this, and it may be a trigger warning. I don't know, but I'm going to put that out there at the front. We're going to talk about what the FBI is, and again, what they're not doing. FECKING Big IDJITS. Okay, now the news that I got here hit me like a ton of bricks. I was watching the new MSNOW, used to be MSNBC. Katy reports. She has a lot of good guests on there. And she had on an intelligence and a justice reporter. His name's Ken Dilanian. And the title of the segment is, oh Christ, here. Have a cuppa, have a shotta. I'm going to need a couple of these. Cheers, dears. The title of the segment was Trump Admin Curbs Work on Human Trafficking, because of course they are. Trump seems to like them. More of Trump's buddies can keep on doing all their horrific shit they're doing, because FBI agents that normally look into this stuff are being called off. This is just what I was saying in my last video. Remember I said those 1,000 FBI agents were hauled out of 4 different departments to do all the redacting on the Trumpstein files? Well, while all child and human trafficking cases were put on hold for over 5 weeks, while they had to do this 24/7 for 5 weeks, well, apparently it's even worse. The White House, and I'm guessing Voldemort Miller, with his "I need 3,000 heads a day" on these immigration raids, to apprehend, as they call it, illegal aliens. I fucking hate that term. As Ken Dilanian says, they are taking agents from the FBI and Homeland Security to work on immigration stuff, and they are being pulled off of child predator cases. Dilanian says they reported this back in September, and I've been squawking about it since March. MSNBC at the time is what they were called. Baltimore Anti-Terrorist Squad was working on cases. Gonna need a shot of, because this is really bad. A Baltimore Anti-Terrorist Squad was working on cases involving a group called the 764 Nihilist Group that exploits children online and gets them to do horrible things. They get these kids to pose nude and doing stuff to themselves. They get them and entice them to do, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, self mutilating. I don't know if I can say that word, behaviors, and also film them unaliving themselves. Yeah. And this is really, really disgusting, that the entire squad, every single one of them, has been disbanded and pulled off of those cases to do immigration enforcement. 20% of the FBI agents have been taken off similar cases to work on immigration enforcement. Apparently, even worse things are happening at DHS, where Krusty the Goat Assassin is supposed to be getting undocumented gang members and violent criminals off the street, and folks carrying out the investigations into domestic terrorism, which I believe is what ICE is committing each and every day, hundreds of times a day. They are being taken off these cases because, like, in the domestic terrorists, Proud Boys in Canada, by the way, they are a domestic terrorist organization not allowed in our country. And they are being taken off violent offenders and trafficking cases to play good cop, bad cop, and smash car windows, drag young pregnant moms out of their vehicles, and tackling 80-year-old citizens in their place of work when armed bandits show up and start dragging their employees away. This man ended up in hospital and he was seriously injured. All of the agents who were looking out for and protecting these children are now basically doing low-level immigration enforcement. These instances of taking dedicated officers off the cases that are doing so much good for so many kids, both the FBI and DHS, and this is for entertainment purposes only, this is my opinion, they are leaving kids alone to be tortured and unalived. How many are in situations where a mole or an agent is undercover on these chats and warning these kids that it's going to be okay, that help is coming, and then it doesn't? Because Kristi Noem and Kash Patel has pulled all the people that were helping those children. DHS says agents are needed out on the street because that's where the predators are. They're the violent ones. They're the bad hombres. They're the ones that we should be getting out, getting off the streets. But you know what? The numbers aren't showing that they're actually capturing all the rapists, the child sex traffickers, and all the gang members, and all the things that those people do to women and children. The numbers are coming out that, you know, with DHS and FBI, apparently it's just too much trouble to comb through all those criminal reports that you have to go through and see if anybody's being convicted before you sign a fucking warrant and arrest people. It's too much work to go through, do any background work. I don't know, you look brown, you have an accent, you're speaking Spanish, and fuck, you got a tattoo, so you must go. That's what this is coming down to. That's the frame of mind these assholes are in. You also need intelligence, which apparently the DHS is very, very lacking on any level. Instead, they're staking out food trucks. They're staking out the Home Depot. Now they're staking out hospitals, funeral homes, and children's schools. Because they're finding out that criminals hide better than the average person out on the street. And they're not doing any investigative work to find out and get the intelligence on these guys. Now, Venmo guy, Matt Gaetz, remember him? He was allegedly accused of having relations with a 17-year-old girl after giving them, well, a bunch of them actually, with plying them with drugs and everything else, and even taken one of them out of the country to his friend's yacht in the Bahamas, apparently, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. And this young girl is back in the news, and it turns out that she was homeless when she ran into his Craigslist ad or whatever the fuck. She needed money for braces because she wanted to be prettier. She was homeless and didn't have any money. And she was allegedly raped several times on several different occasions, and drugs were involved. And the girl was taken to a big yacht party. Now, another, in my opinion, goddamn cover up, two other vile pigs. These two brothers, do you know who the Tate brothers are? These two guys were found to be trafficking, boys, women, children, and all kinds of other things in Romania. And they were detained in Romania, facing more travel restrictions because of sex trafficking allegations and crimes about rape and torture. These guys allegedly, in my opinion only, have done horrific stuff to girls and children, I believe. But the Trump administration, in all their fucking, oh my God, had maybe allegedly, and I've got to say allegedly, but anyway, had a chat with the officials in the Romanian government to release these guys back to the United States and keep them in U.S. custody. But the little chat with the Romanian government didn't work out so well, because when these two assholes, these pigs, landed in Florida, Customs and Border Patrol seized their phones and their laptop, and and Homeland Security started an investigation into these guys, into exactly what else was on their laptops, on their phones. But this gets even worse, because it seems nobody was talking to anybody else. They say the investigations that were going on were into the illicit stuff that these two pigs were doing. But the White House has stepped in just a couple days after they arrived in Florida and spoke with the DHS officials, yes, Krusty the fucking goat killer, and chides them for using their time and resources on these two bags of vile douche, and tells DHS to give them back those laptops and phones. Paul Ingracia, whatever, is a White House official, makes it clear that this request comes straight from the White House. That boy's head's going to roll. People who had been doing this very noble and really gut-wrenching work. One guy said he had 30 years on the job and has never, ever seen anything this disgusting happen ever in his career of investigating these vile bastards. Cheers. So, these guys are, again, allegedly, in my opinion, every bit as bad as Epstein and Trump. And now Trump is their rescuer. Because you know that shit, if it came from the top, it came from him and probably Voldemort Miller. Birds of a feather, I say. Trump allegedly had 4 encounters with a 12 and 13-year-old. 4. Barely, one wasn't even a teenager yet. And it's documented in court filings. If you can stomach it, go read it. It's online in the Southern District of New York. It seems every violent sex offender, child predator, rapist, like Diddy, who I firmly believe the Mango Moose Knuckle is well on his way to pardoning, along with that other filthy bitch down in Texas, Maxwell. Oh, by the way, John Cornyn, they asked why she got a cushier place in Texas. He says, well, everybody's happier in Texas. What an asshole. If you're in his district, fucking make sure he knows about that. Everybody's happier in Texas. She's a child sex predator, done 20 years and went and got a cushy thing. And now she has a puppy to play with. Fuck's sakes. He toys with the idea of pardoning these bastards. Jan 6ers that he pardoned, 6 of them had child sex convictions. And every one of those got overturned in that blanket pardon that Trump gave them. And now a couple of them have reoffended. And you know what? They will reoffend again. Because I believe in my heart of hearts that you can't cure them fucking people. You can't cure them. There's no cure for them. You either have to chemically or physically castrate those bastards, and what they should do is put them on some island like the old penal colonies used to be and let them fend for them fucking selves. Maybe Trump can go over there and be their goddamn president. How about that? Anyway, Naughty Nana loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. Don't forget your Sharpie and your contacts on your arm there. Lots of water. Stay safe. Look around. If you see trouble brewing, go the other way. Don't get involved. Don't get involved. Don't get yourself arrested. Don't give them what they fucking want. This is getting way out of control. Anyway, newcomers, welcome, welcome, welcome. Be good to you first so you can be good to somebody else. And hangers on. Ooh, I love my hangers on so much. Look where we are, 60,200 and something. I don't know. But anyway, it's all because of my hangers on. Anyway, I love you. Put a smile on somebody's face and take care of somebody at that rally. I love you so much. Take care. Mwah. Vivi's sleeping, by the way. Bye.